Hello and welcome everybody. We are here at Homestead, Miami Speedway with the Zero Torque Racing League. We're 2 weeks away from the last stream as myself had to go to prom, or not had to, but I had the pleasure of going to prom. So no one could fill in for me, so sadly I wasn't able to make it to do the broadcast. No one was able to do it for me. But we're back tonight. We're back in the booth. We're back with the series, and Frank Chavez is the car we're going to be watching here in qualifying. Down in turn one, he's going to use the top side of the racetrack, try to get the bite off the top side right on that seam. See how Frank Chavez is. There's some Youngblood, Daniel Jackson, new face, new names. Mark Kazin, Mark Kazin. I'm going to go with Mark Kazin. Kazin sounds good to me. Mark Kazin. Frank Chavez, we'll see how he completes his lap tonight. What will the benchmark be for the other drivers? Well, currently P1 with a 34.32 for Frank Chavez in that 13 Chevrolet. Ted Gamble Jr. beats that with a 30.3, just barely ahead. Mark Kazin. Wesley Briggs slots in third. The 01 of Chris Gasgol. He'll slot in fourth. Carson Youngblood, he should be completing his lap as the fourth place car is from Bridge. Carson Youngblood. Without a contender in this series. I don't know if that last lap did not count or what. As Mark Kazin, he goes to the top of the timing charts with a 33.09. Blake Hewlett, he slots in fourth in that 87 machine, baseball looking machine there, as Daniel Jackson slots in third. Terry Litwiller in the Chevrolet 69 is right. Puts it on pole. Never mind, Carson Youngblood puts it on pole. We are all over the place in qualifying. Jim Treat slots in third. What can this Pennzoil 22 machine of Robert Tester do? Tester to the start-finish line. What's the first lap looking like? Nothing too competitive here. Oh wait, this is his get up to speed lap. So this is his first official lap. Whoa, the 22's all out of shape in turns 1 and 2. Had to really lift off the throttle, and he is going to have to abort this lap and put all of it into the next lap and hope it sticks this time. Youngblood is currently on pole, the 22 of Robert Tester. What can he do here? He has one more lap, one shot at qualifying. Ranked 17th, slowest of the scheduled times that have been posted so far. Robert Tester ripping the top seam of the racetrack. Can he improve in this 22 Pennzoil machine? He rips the top. That might be an invalid lap time by Robert Tester. It might just be. Robert Tester, where will he slot in? And it will stay 18th. That lap looks like it's invalid in the 22 car. Mistakes in qualifying. Jason Steptoe's number 50 Chevrolet jockey machine. A patriotic skiing for the Memorial Weekend. He's coming off on the racetrack down the back straightaway. What can Jason Steptoe do? Dustin Rogerson slots in fifth. Not a terrible run in qualifying for the 23 car of Dustin Rogerson. Chris Gaskell comes down pit road. You see Jason Steptoe down the front straightaway. What can he do in qualifying? The time to beat's a 32.98. Can he improve on that? Runs the middle of the racetrack in 1 and 2. We saw a lot of drivers do that. A lot of searching around the racetrack. Not a lot of guys running the bottom. I feel like there's some speed in the bottom. You just got to do it quite right. But the top is no doubt a consistent good lane. The 50 car, though, as I say that, he'll jump to the inside in 3 and 4. Let's see how he wraps this corner here and how he finishes out for the first lap. Seems like from a lot of guys, their second lap has been better. Oh, he hits the wall there. That might be invalid. P16. Not the worst lap. Runs the bottom in 1 and 2. How will he exit 1 and 2? Whoa, really close to the outside wall. Using all of the racetrack he can is Jason Steptoe. Runs the bottom again, so let's see. Tires up to temp, up to pressure. What can the 50 car do off of corner number 4? It's P6 for Jason Steptoe. A solid effort in qualifying as now we look at Dave Sharon's number 4 machine. Running the middle of the racetrack, Sharon has not yet posted a time. Sharon running high. Looks like he got really tight there in the middle of the corner. We'll see how that lap translates to lap time in 3 and 4. Not a great corner, it looked like. Goes to P17 on the chart, so not the start of the race that he's looking for, but a few spots better than last, as Brian Matthews, Eric Johnson have not set qualifying laps yet. There are no cars currently on the racetrack. We're waiting here for the race to get ready and get grid so we can watch these drivers battle it out here in the Zero Torque Racing League at Homestead Miami Speedway, a track that is so multi-groove, so fun to race at. It is very fun even in the next gen, and in real life it puts on an amazing show. So no doubt tonight we'll see an amazing show here at the Zero Torque Racing League. And we appreciate anyone's tuning into this, as we know that the ARCA race is on right now, and Cletus McFarland's doing that, and we appreciate you coming here tonight and support these drivers and your friends and family, and myself included. It's very nice to see everyone here.
All right, guys, is everyone ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready.
All right.
Waiting for the grid as you heard race control asking if we're ready to get going here. I believe qualifying is all wrapped up. So Carson Youngblood with Wright in second. That is your front row. Then we have Jim Treat, Mark Cousin, Dustin Rogerson, Jason Steptoe, Terry Litwiller, Stephen Belvins in the 8th position in that 52-4, Ted Gamble Jr. in the 45 and 9th, and Drew Kuhn in 10th, rounding out your top 10. The rest of the guys you see on your pylon right now. Some good looking paint schemes here today. Love to see the patriotic themes. Look at the race info. Cloudy, only 2-kilometer wind, which is almost nothing a mile an hour, so wind almost non-existent. 25 degrees Celsius, I believe that's around 60 degrees. So a very cold night here at Homestead Miami Speedway, as it's in the afternoon. We're not quite into the nighttime yet, but we'll be there soon enough. Waiting to see everyone get gridded, everyone get on the racetrack so we can see these drivers battle it out here with, I think is going to be probably one of the, if not the most entertaining race of the season. Seeing all these hot rods. Look at that mellow yellow car. That 52 of Stephen Belvins. What a beautiful, Blevins, not Belvins, Blevins. Stephen Blevins, excuse me. That is a sharp looking paint scheme. I like this Daniel Jackson Team Opel one as well. That is a nice pink. Very different. I like it. I think it's a nice looking theme, as there we go, folks. Wright and Youngblood. That #1 luminary Ford Mustang for Wright, and Youngblood and his Chevrolet lead this field around under pace laps. have Jim Treat, Mark Kazan. First for me seeing Mark on the track. I might have raced last week. I'm not quite sure. Very, very disappointed that I wasn't able to come here and do the broadcast, but nonetheless, we're back here, and look at that Mustang leading this field around for the pace car. That thing is pretty. Carson Youngblood, right. Who is going to get it? Jim Treat, Mark Kazan, Dustin Rogerson, Jason Steptoe. Pace car is going to pull off of corner number 4. The field will get all bunched up for the Geico restart zone. Green flag flies. Carson Youngblood with what a launch. Right, looked like they were nowhere near the 16's launch. Look at him go. He's got 6-7 car lengths entering 1. 4/10 on the second place car. Oh, they all keep it straight. Maybe not. Oh no, there goes the 3 of Craig Bridge Jr. Around he goes. Blake Hewlett in 1 as well. Early drama here at the Speedway. Take a look back at this. So this is already happening. So I want to go back and look where this all, whoa, what is going on? Man, they are all over the place. So Blake's right here in this ghost machine. No numbers on it. That looks quite odd to see a car with no numbers. The 3 wide entering 1. Oh, looks like this happens in front of him. Let's get a bit better view of that. Oh, looks like the 4 David Sharon. Or Dave Sharon. Oh, yep. Some contact. And Blake, I don't know, trying to miss it, or maybe he just got loose by himself. He'll slide through the grass. Ooh, no contact. Oh, a little bit there with the 22 of Robert Tester. And with Robert Tester, reason he's back here, mistakes in qualifying. And Blake Hewlett, that looks like minimal damage. But for Craig Bridge Jr., those looked like some heavy hits to the number 3 machine in that race car. You need to lock it down, but it is what it is. And some heavy right front contact with the wall. And he comes back and overcorrects again. The 18 of Eric Johnson. Whoa! He's all over. And a little contact with Eric Johnson there. A lot of unfortunate events for the 3 car. Nothing starting of his doing. I mean, just an innocent bystander to a lap 1 chaos. I mean, kind of uncalled for over lap 1. As you're seeing Blake Hewlett down pit side, repairing any damage he might have. As Carson Youngblood leads this field. He had a great launch. Sadly for him, however, that launch didn't matter. It didn't last very long, did it? And we have right in second still, Jim Treat, Mark Kazan. So not much change in the top 4. Actually, nothing. Jason Steptoe up 1 spot, though. So is Terry Litwiller. Sorry. Pronunciation is sometimes not my strong suit in that 69 Chevrolet. I apologize, Litwiller. Drew Kuhn, he's up 3 spots. It was a chaotic start in the back. Very spread out. Then everyone's, I don't know if they're jumping starts or what, but very unorderly and a bit chaotic, I would say, as they get double file again. Seeing Dustin Rogerson, he's down 12 spots. Intrigued to know why. There's Dave Sharon catching up to the back of the pack. Let's see what Blake Hewlett is on track. He is also going to say, see with Craig Bridge Jr., he is still down pit side. That is unfortunate for Craig. He is 1 lap down already. Stay just 1 down. That won't be too bad, but anything more than that, and it's going to be a tough battle for the rest of the race to get up there and to have contention with the rest of the field. Well, early racing, we didn't get to see a lot of racing, just a crash entering 1 and 2, but we're going to go back green here. Forget it all happened. The race is just going to be 6 laps shorter and 1 less car. So, Carson Youngblood and right, Jim Treat, Kazan, Steptoe, Litwiller, Kuhn, Blevins. Who gets the lead into turn 1 this time? Pace car pulls off. How will the launch be this time for Youngblood entering the Geico restart zone? Green flag flies. And another solid launch from the number 16 Chevrolet. Not as big as last time, but still solid as Jim Treat looks to the inside of right. Entering turns 1 and 2, and right is, oh, loose. Loose again. What a save. Wow, that thing was sideways off of corner number 2, and the entire corner. He'll keep it straight down the back straightaway, however. He'll lose 3-4 spots, and he'll fall down to 6 entering turn 3. Youngblood, however, might look to lose the race lead. Carson Youngblood's down pit road. Here comes Jim Treat to the race lead. Not sure if there's a penalty being served there from Youngblood or what, but he will come down pit side. Jason Steptoe already up to the 2nd position, running the bottom of the racetrack. Up from all these drivers as Jim Treat is gone like a rocket. So here comes Drew Kuhn to the inside of the 50 machine. We're seeing Wright get to the inside there of Kazan. Oh, not quite clear though. That 70, whoa, little contact there with Wesley Briggs to the outside wall. And Kazan, that Toyota has been able to stay ahead of Akari. Right, I hope I pronounced it right. I know you told me how to pronounce it. I hope I pronounced it right. Wow, I'm using your last name a lot more. Akari. That's how I was told to pronounce it. I hope so. As Jim Treat's put almost a 2nd lead on Jason Steptoe here early, and Drew Kuhn's all up the back bumper of Steptoe, and there goes Kuhn to the inside, and that 12 Toyota. He'll clear him off into that corner. And the great thing here, long run pace is huge here at this racetrack. I've raced these cars here myself. I'm sure some of the viewers at home can say the same here in iRacing. It's a very tough track once the car's tires really fall off. And you don't want to push them too hard as Wesley Briggs battles side by side with the 69 of Litwiller. Eric Johnson right here. He's up 5 spots from where he started. The 51 Toyota. He got clobbered into the outside. And there's the car who gored him a little bit. Dave Sharon. Wright is on a bit of a disappearing streak, I would say, right now. Can't quite see him on the racetrack. He's there, but I just don't know where he's at. That might be going to get a black flag from iRacing if that continues. Hopefully, though, it clears up for the number 1 car, Wright. Looks like it has, but a big glitch there. That was not just a little blip for half a straightaway or something. That was a half a lap. As here comes Mark Kazan to the inside of Drew Kuhn for 2nd. And as we speak about all this, Drew Kuhn and Mark Kazan has cut down the race lead from about a 2nd down to 6, make it 5/10 of a second. Jim Treat's not pulling away, and these two are side by side, still gaining a 1/10 of a second through the corner. Down to 4 now down the front straightaway. These two Toyotas of the 79 and 12, the 79, they'll look to clear off of corner number 2 here at Homestead. They are Jason Steptoe maybe falling to the plus of Wright back there, number 1 for the 12, hit the apron there. That's going to compromise his corner. Actually not too bad, to be honest. As the 79 of Kazan, he is closing to the back bumper here of Jim Treat. Treat will run the middle. Nope, he's going to block that 79 with all he can. Here comes the 79, though, down the inside. What a job wrapping the bottom of the racetrack. And now Mark Kazan looking for the lead, entering turns 3 at the Speedway. Oh, he'll have it here. Good wrap, good fight on the bottom, and he's going to clear Jim Treat in that 367 machine, and here goes Drew Kuhn with him. He'll look to the inside of the numbers 367, and Jim Treat under pressure for 2nd now from Drew Kuhn. Jason Steptoe kind of falling in. Terry Litwiller has passed Wesley Briggs, so he's up in the 6th spot. Wesley Briggs up 5 spots still from where he started, though, so a solid start into the 7th position. 11s. Number 50, yellow machine, slops in. Ryan Matthews in the back. He's coming to the front in that 28 Buffalo Trace machine as he's in a Ford this weekend. Or week, not weekend, but nice looking Ford Mustang with the Buffalo Trace. That is a good looking car. Every time I see it, I love how it looks. It is a beautiful race car. We have Ted Campbell Jr. in this 45. He's down to spot just outside the top 10. No time boy right now. We have Jeff Lowey as he's fighting and trying to hold off a hard charger of Robert Chester. Hasn't gained the most spots on the racetrack, but he is charging. Sharon Eric Johnson, Blake Hewlett, who's involved in that early incident. Gets around Daniel Jackson, Chris Gaskell. In the 01, little front end danger. And Dustin Rogerson, actually is down 14 spots, so I'm really curious. Dustin and Frank Chavez, who's down 2, as he is struggling with the handle of the race car tonight. Mark Kazan, though, has not pulled away quite yet from Jim Treat and Drew Kuhn and Wright, as it is a 4-5 car battle for the race lead. All around the top 5 we have battles. Kuhn looking to the inside with the one of Wright. Akari Wright on the inside. Jim Treat going backwards tonight. As it stands right now, Jason Steptoe got real tight off of corner number 2. Had a good momentum and had a bit of a moment there. As all that's happening, Terry Litwiller, sorry, Terry Litwiller is starting to reel in the top 5 as Jim Treat and Steptoe and all them battle. He's starting to gain on them, and he's right there with them. Wesley Briggs a little further back, about 0.6 of a second. Well, about a second actually from Litwiller. So Briggs a little far back from the rest of the guys. As Mark, he is being caught by Wright, and Wright is all up the back bumper. He had that big moment on the restart, put him back in the 6th, 5th position. He's worked his way through the traffic though, and Akari King Wright is coming to the front. There we go. Some good battling right here. There goes the one. Looks inside. 79 sends it off in there. Will not want to give up this race lead right now. About 14 green flag laps into this run. Obviously, lap 1 yellow wouldn't count those first 4 laps as really anything on the tires. So really, we have 14 laps on the tires. Man, the one's really wanting this race lead, isn't he? He's wrapping the bottom, but he can't quite clear the 79. They're going to be side by side down the front straightaway. Almost clear entering 1 for the 79. He's going to pinch him off, though, entering the corner. Side by side still. Akari down the inside. Trying to clear Mark Kazan. Mark Kazan on the outside. He will not be able to fight off Akari Wright any longer. The number 1 machine back to the front. To the race lead. Now he's going to try and set sail. Drew Kuhn, though, in 3rd, having a solid run. Jim Treat, seems like he stopped the bleeding, but Steptoe and Terry, well, they're coming. And I would say those 2 are going to be there sooner rather than later, because the number 367 Ford Mustang is really struggling. It just seems that way. I mean, it seems like he stopped the bleeding, but it seems like the 50 car does have more pace if he could get around him right here. Ryan Matthews continues to fly through this field, up to 8th now. He is the hard charger of this race. He's up 14 spots from where he started. That means he started, what, dead last, 22nd or so? He is absolutely on the grind tonight to get to the front. Same with Austin Norris. He's up 10 spots from 19th on the grid, and Robert Tester up 10 as well from 20th. So the big gainers tonight, 8th, 9th, and 10th at the moment. As it stands, big losers though. Carson Youngblood, minus 20 spots on the racetrack, minus 14 as well for Dustin Rogerson as it stands. So he's having some trouble or having to serve some issues. Really shaking up this field. Akari is trying to hold off Mark Kazan. See if he can do so as Drew Kuhn starting to reel these 2 back in. But Mark Kazan, you know, he lost the race lead to Akari Wright. And now he's starting to get right back to the back bumper, to the inside, entering turn 1. Right, ripping the outside. Mark Kazin, though, wrapped the bottom well. He's clear, but can he clear up off of the corner? Not quite. Here comes the one with the momentum down the back straightaway. Side by side for the race lead. Kazin, clear off into turn number 4. He'll clear him off. Fix it. Clear, clear, clear. The 79 Toyota back out front here at Homestead. Just a few laps after losing the lead, and here comes the one back to the inside. 79 though, trying to pinch him off, not letting him get this back. He's trying to get that clean air that he wants so desperately. Right on the inside, Kazin on the outside. Kazin trying to pinch off the number 1 Mustang.
Caution, yellow
Caution
flag.
is out. Who was the race leader? Looks like Mark Kazin has claimed the race lead, but yellow is out. What happened here? Take a look at what happened. Involved our man Ted Gamble Jr. Let's see what happens with the 45 car. Oh, a big moment. Slaps the outside wall. Man, that's a hard hit. Right where the wall jets out, and that is day over for that 45 Ford Mustang. Wow. If you have Junior in your name tonight, the luck is not there. With Craig earlier, and now Ted, that car is junked. My lord. Hard hit to the outside wall. Man. Man, oh man. I would love to see the in-car camera here of this, because that was so violent. He's running in 4th gear. Very stable on the movements here, and just snaps on it. These next gen cars are so snappy. Trying to lock down. Yeah, the car is broke. No steering. Hard contact. You see it there. Not much you can do once it starts getting that snappy feeling. And for Ted Gamble, what an unfortunate turn of events here at the Speedway. His cars are down pit side, and Mark Kazin not pit there? I don't believe he did. Intrigued to know why. Oh, Matthews did. Let's just look at the top. Intrigued. So Matthews did definitely pit there. I don't believe any of the race leaders, however, did pit. So I'm quite bewildered at that strategy call, even if they only have a few sets of tires. So I mean, you gotta save those sets, I guess, but having 20 lap something older tires is gonna be a tough battle here tonight. Under yellow is, whoa, Blevins. Why does it say Blevins is out right now? Blevins is okay. I'm not sure why the scoring pylon said he was out. I was like, whoa, what happened? Under yellow? What? You have 3 sets of tires in the pits tonight. We do have a stage break at lap 50. So we do have that. Maybe that's what they're kind of banking on here, saving a set of tires. Actually, never mind, actually. With the stage break at lap 50, saving a set of tires. So now everyone else will have 1 set of tires. Wow, actually, yeah, I don't understand why you would pick. It's only a 50 lap stage. I mean, yes, you're going to lose track position now, but you're going to have tires, an extra whole set for the rest of the race. You only have 3. You have the one you started on, obviously. But man, that is a great call now, I think, from all these guys who stayed out. But they are going to get eaten up from the cars who made their pit stop. So Mark Kazin leads us into the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
Green flag, green flag. Mark Kazin with a good launch. Drew Kuhn is going to follow suit on that inside lane. He'll look to take second from the 1 car. There's Jim Treat trying to stick his nose in the middle of both of them. The one wraps the outside. Down the back stretch. Akari right. Clears for second. Entering turn 3. This 79 though. Look at Jim Treat ripping the top seam of the racetrack, trying to find speed up there. Looked like a good run off of corner number 4. Not quite good enough. The top 4 put a blanket over them. They're all nose to nose. Those first fresh tires. This should be, or at least the car that took fuel. So maybe it's not tires that he took, as Jason Steptoe makes a big move down the back straightaway. Eric Johnson into the top 5. That 18 machine has been slowly but surely making his way to the front, and right now he's climbed his way into the top 5. There's Blake Hewlett with a big run on the outside. Clears Jason Steptoe up to 6 for Blake Hewlett. That's a car who put tires on for sure. He is flying right now. Dustin Rogerson might be going with the tire strategy as well, as he's trying to make his way up front. Brian Matthews, I don't believe he took tires because he is starting to drop a little bit. As Wright's trying to take the lead, he puts the side wall. Oh my lord. Makes contact with the 79. That is not what you want to see here so early. You're going to use him up like that and door bang him. As here he comes back on the outside. Here comes Mark Kazin. Not sure it led up to that, if there was some pinching or something, but that was an aggressive move. Sure, the 79's not too pleased about that. Right, though, is now getting swallowed up by Jim Treat and Drew Kuhn. Man, I had a horrible pronunciation of my words there. I got excited. Not what I was expecting so early. As right now was going for the lead, now down to 3rd place. So it did not work out for him. That contact with the number 30 or 79 machine has actually put him further back than he'd like, as Jim Treat's going to wrap the top side of the racetrack. Blake Hewlett here. Whoa, he's making an aggressive move just in front of Steptoe, looking to the inside of Eric Johnson. As Dustin Rogerson and that number 23 machine, he's marching his way to the front of this field. Inside of Drew Kuhn. Trying to stay there. Mark Kazin just cannot shake the rest of this field. No one can seem to get a bigger lead than the second that Jim Treat had early. As Dustin Rogerson clears Drew Kuhn right there down the back straightaway. Kuhn immediately back to the inside with a run. Steptoe in 6th, able to hold his track rather well, as Blake Hewlett couldn't quite get around on another wall scrape there. The 87 car, or the numberless car really, with that Cubs Ghost car. An interesting combination. Ghost energy drink and baseball. I don't play baseball myself anymore since I was a little kid, so I'm not sure. Maybe that is a popular thing in the baseball community. Or maybe he's just a fan of both. Probably that. Probably he's just a fan of both. Is Robert Tester looking to the inside now. Blake Hewlett. Hewlett's going to get into the fence. So is the 16 of Carson Youngblood. A lot of contact as Youngblood is starting to make his way back through the field, and more contact with the outside wall down the front straightaway. A lot of battling. Whoa, look at Blake Hewlett. Youngblood and him were almost door banging off into corner number 1. Now Youngblood's going to play the price. Whoa! Really big price. Saver! What a save down the back straightaway. I thought that was going to be just like Ted Gamble. Just straight to the inside wall. And not only did he save it, kept it off the fence. No caution. Great save. Look back to the front of the field. I mean, what a save. And we just talk about it. Commentator's curse, I guess, for myself. Carson was worked his way back inside the top 10. Had a big squeeze entering 1. And then, I'm not sure if he got tight or the Wesley Briggs came down on him there. But either way, they made contact off of 2. And the 16 almost went for a death-ending slide. And somehow, he keeps that car straight. As I talk about all this, Dustin Rogerson has made his way up to third, his teammate, and he's looking to reel in Wright and Kazin. About a second off the race lead. There's Jim Treat in fourth, Kuhn in fifth. Robert Tester's up to sixth. Steptoe in seventh. Lip Willard in the eighth position in that 69 Chevrolet. Then there's Blake Hewlett and Wesley Briggs rounds out your top 10. Ryan Matthews just outside it. Here comes Eric Johnson. He'll wrap the outside. Watching Mark here in this 79 Toyota. Has a 0.6 of a second lead. Actually had a really good lap that last time by. 0.2 quicker than the second place car of Kari Wright. So without a doubt, a big gain. 23 car making inroads on the second place car and the number 1, but not really making inroads on the race lead so far. We take it back here. Let's take a run to the guys in the back here. We have a three-way battle right here. Drew Kuhn, Jim Treat, Robert Tester. Kuhn looking to the inside of Treat. Two cars that stayed out versus a car that did not stay out in the car of the 22 machine of Robert Tester. He's wrapping the outside. He's going to get a big old run down the back straightaway. Big run down to the inside. He'll get to the inside of Kuhn, and he'll look to the inside of Treat as well. Premier setup machine going to hit the outside fence there, going to kill his momentum a little bit. Can Robert Tester clear him? He does. And Mark Kazin on the long run here is really starting to put a gap now, almost a second. The biggest lead we've seen in a minute since Jim Treat early. Kuhn clears Treat. Just when we talk about Jim Treat's lead early, he falls back into the 6th place and out of the top 5 for the first time in a while, as we see Steptoe in 7th and 7th. Good portion of this race, around 7th to 5th, has been that 50 cars range so far. There's the 69 though, really big mid-corner speed on that machine of Litweller. Blake Hewlett trying to hang on to a top 10 spot as Lorway looks to the inside in the 71 machine. That Ford Mustang of Lorway trying to get up there, and there you are up to 10th. Blake Hewlett to 11th. So we look at the pit strategy. So the top 2 have not made a pit stop yet. I would assume that they're good to fuel till the stage break at lap 50. Then we have 3rd and 4th. They pit here just 17 laps to go, but that is a long time on your tires. Kuhn and Treat still out there on their old tires, saving a set for later in the race. So a good job from those race car drivers to save their tires good enough and to keep good pace with cars that have what, 50 or not 50, 42 lap fresher tires, that, or not that many, 25. They'll have 25 lap fresher tires than them. So that is a big gain. Robert Tester here in the 4th position. Battle for second as Rogerson's caught Wright. Wright looks like he's just going to let him by here. Gives him the outside, being respectful of him, realizing that 23 is a little quicker right now with those fresh tires. No reason to fight him too hard. And Rogerson clear down in the front stretch. Up into 2nd for the 23 machine. Wright still having a great race. Robert Tester, Drew Kuhn, Jim Treat. Same players really all race, aside from Tester and Rogerson. They're coming up here. We kind of expected those cars to come back up through the field. Top 8 really haven't changed very much all race. Ryan Matthews has made his way back in the top 10 as Eric Johnson's fallen out of it along with Blake Hewlett. Lorway is up to 9th now in that 71 Mustang. right now. Let's go from back to the front before the stage break ends here. Oh, you see a car slow. Is that Drew Kuhn? Drew Kuhn slow on the racetrack. What happened to Drew Kuhn? Is there an issue? Very slow for the number 12 machine. Is he out of fuel? He might be out of fuel. As Dustin Rogerson has taken the race lead. There's the one car. One car is... There's the one car. Never mind, he's not in the race lead. This one pylon's going all over the place. So Rogerson is your race leader. Wright is second. Now what happened to Mark Gazin? He's down pit road. He's going to go a lap down here right before the stage break. Stage break at lap 50. I don't know if they knew there was a stage break at lap 50. It said so at least on the race info before this race, so I'm very confused. We'll just see, I guess, at lap 50 if there's a stage break or not, but Rogerson leading this race, and he's got a big lead on Robert Tester, and there goes Wright down pit road as well. Oh, never mind, he's not down pit road. He looks like he might come this time, though. The one car down pit road this time by just one lap before the stage ends. This would work great if you didn't go a lap down. Mark Kazin's a lap down. I do not quite understand. If there is a stage break at lap 50, like my notes say, then those cars may have just taken themselves not out of the race. They'll get the wave around and the free pass and such, but they have definitely dug themselves a deeper hole tonight. As Dustin Rogerson, if this is the last lap of the stage, he'll cross the start line and he'll see the white flag here for the stage. Robert Tester a ways back, and Jason Steptoe even farther back. It's almost 4, actually it is 4 seconds for Steptoe and Litwiller. Rogerson down the back straightaway, a 2.4 second lead over Robert Tester. I'm bewildered at that pit call from those drivers. I don't quite understand that, especially Mark, who seemed to have such a good car tonight. I don't see the yellow on the racetrack, so maybe there is no stage break at lap 50 like my notes say. Oh, interesting. So, a whole new wrinkle. Oh, never mind. Yellow is out. Yellow is out on the racetrack. There's no incident on track. I believe there is anyways. A yellow flag out. No incident on the racetrack. So I'm not sure if they didn't know the caution was going to fly. Chavez is the last car in the lead lap, so Kazin looks like he will get the free pass. So it'll be the best of them all. He'll 100% be on the lead lap. If someone does stay out here, they could trap some pretty quick cars down a lap, which, I mean, could be the call. And Dustin Rogerson is your stage winner with Tester, Steptoe, Litwiller in 4th, and Lowray in 5th. Great runs for some guys in the top 5 there. Eric Johnson in 6th. Brian Matthews comes home 7th. Jackson in 8th. Carson Youngblood rallies to get some stage points. And Blevins ends out your top 10, who should get points now at the end of this stage. So I would assume, do you pit here? Do you not? And there's going to be, what, the free pass either way. So there comes the 23. It looks like all the lead lap race cars. So if you're down a lap like all those cars, you're at least going to get back in the lead lap. You're going to be at the back of the pack, which will be fun to watch, watching these cars cut their way through traffic. And if you're right, I would have just limped around slow as could been or something. I mean, that is unfortunate for those guys. And that's kind of what I'm wondering, if Kuhn ran out of gas or not. I believe he was 2 laps down, however, so there's Carson Youngblood on pit road. Dustin Rogerson right there. He will come out with the lead. Stephen Blevins comes out in 2nd. Steptoe, Terry Litwiller Eric Johnson, Matthews, Lorway just beats out Daniel Jackson, Garrison Youngblood, Tester. Tester looks like he lost a lot of spots on pit road. Austin Norris, Sharon, Briggs, Blake Hewlett there. So, Rogerson, your race leader, he'll be able to hold on to all that on through the pit cycle. Take a quick break for myself here, and we're just going to watch and listen to the sounds of these race cars until we go back green. As I am back, folks, here we are. Dustin Rogerson, Stephen Blevins, your front row. That pace car is going to pull off. It is under the discretion now of Dustin Rogerson when we go green.
Green flag.
Green flag flies. Rogerson with a good jump. New players at the front here with Blevins. How does Blevins do? Solid launch. Not too bad. Not the worst start we've seen in the outside lane here. So we'll see how that 52 mil yellow machine wraps the outside of the racetrack all the way to the top of the seams. Eric Johnson looks to clear him. Terry Litwiller on the inside looks like he'll clear him as well. So from second to fifth as they are 4 wide down the back straightaway. Some guys are going to bail. Some guys are going to absolutely send it like Carson Youngblood. The 51 in the fence, riding that sucker. Youngblood looking to slide up in front of the 51. Middle of 3 there. Back there is Robert Tester. As Matthews makes his name known into the top 5. Youngblood did get pole tonight, so that 16 is no doubt quick. It just needs to stop stepping on their own toes tonight so far. Or just bad luck in general from the 16 machine. Here comes Robert Tester. He looks to the inside of the 16. Inside, not quite clear. Rogerson now leading this race. Eric Johnson in second. Jason Steptoe side by side with third. As Litwiller is in that third spot, or at least trying to battle for it. Ryan Matthews on the inside as here comes Carson Youngblood. On the outside lane, Tester with him. Seems like Matthews maybe just a bottom feeder right now. As he runs the middle of the track. And here goes Tester. He's going to split him. Matthews from 5th to 7th. And Youngblood to the outside of the 69. Youngblood working his way through the traffic. When we talk about Mark, he's back up to 9th already. So it is a drive and a half from the restart. I mean, so I believe 17th or something on the restart. So a great job from the 79 to get back through the field. Headway compared to Wright, Kuhn, and the rest of and Treat is still 18th, so not great headway for some, but great headway for Kazan right there in the 79 Toyota as Johnson and Rogerson starting to pull away as Rogerson riding the fence there. That's going to lose him a good chunk of time. 3/4 tenths and 1 and 2 to Dustin Rogerson. Jason Steptoe having a solid day today right there in the 3rd spot as here comes Youngblood. As Youngblood and Tester are cutting and leading their way through this field. I mean, those cars are on rails right now, but they are down to only 1 set of tires left in the pit. So they do not want to see many yellows. They want to see this thing go clean green to the end no yellows whatsoever. We're just going to have to bite the bullet one of these restarts and hope that there's a yellow later. For them to come down pit road is look at Steptoe. He pulled up in front of Carson Youngblood. Chose better for that. Didn't want to get the back bumper ran over. Here comes Youngblood on the outside, side by side through 3 and 4 and off of 4. Youngblood with the momentum. Tester's going to try and follow suit. Steptoe looking to go backwards just a tiny bit. His Kazan's up to 8 now. A rattling break as he clears Dave Sharon there on the outside in that 4 Mustang. Clear, clear, clear. 79 trying to get back to the front. Look at that 4. A little blocking going on from the 79. This spot up, says okay, whatever, I'll remember that. I'll put that in the checkbook and remember that for later in the race about the block here on only lap 62 as we're just over halfway in this race. Johnson, Youngblood, Steptoe, and Robert Tester. Steptoe's gotten back to the inside of that 16 machine. The top can really burn your tires up here at Homestead if you're not careful, so you don't want to burn them up too fast. Here comes Robert Tester to the inside. Whoa, it's Steptoe! He about stepped out right there. Steptoe about lost the car, about had a big moment. He somehow kept that car straight. I don't know if you all know this, ladies and gentlemen, but that looks like not much in the outside of the race car, but I can tell you that is a big, big wiggle and one that he thought he was going around and wrecking hard. As Youngblood just lost third to Tester, Youngblood maybe going backwards a little bit. Matthews in the 6th spot. Kazan's up to 7th now as Litwiller's actually going backwards a little bit, back into the 9th position for that 69 machine. Unfortunately, Blake Hewlett, last car in the top 10, been riding around this 10th position most of this race with Blake, so decent run so far for Blake. He's had a solid race. Jackson is in and out of reality, but he is running 11th and just behind Blake. And had a solid race right where he started this race, actually, is the 51. He was the only car. Yes, he's the only car on track. He started. He's running where he started, so not too bad. I mean, 11th is not a bad run by any means. Jeff Lorray finished in the top 5 in the stage. Austin Norris, he's in the fence there a little bit. And Drew Coon was a top 5 car early in this race, trying to get back to the front. As so is Jim Tree and Wright, so man, uphill battle for some of these guys. Steven Blevins right here. Frank Chavez, some struggling race cars. See Craig Bridge Jr. right there. Watching right here, Eric Johnson trying to hold off Carson Youngblood as he did get passed by Robert Tester. Tester was able to clear Johnson, and now he's sitting in his sights here on Dustin Rogerson. But a 10th already knocked off right there in 1 and 2 as he runs in the middle of the racetrack right there. He's really relying on 1 and 2. He really picked the bottom of the track. But with this racetrack, you can run the middle of this track. Just maybe a little tired. He doesn't make up time. Why not run that middle? As speaking of time making up, Rogerson had a 4/10 gap and it was back to 6. Now it's back to 4. As Robert Tester has great center speed in the corners. That seems to be where that 22 car at the moment is excelling, is that center corner speed. Really all around, to be honest. The 22 is on rails. Johnson now into the clutches of Jason Steptoe. As Mark Kazan up to 6th, looking to get back into the top 5. This 79 is quick. Quick. Probably the fastest car on the track. As the 22 looking for the race lead. No reason to be overly hasty about it. Long way left. 53 laps to go at the line that time by, so we still have a decent chunk of this race to go. Rogerson down the back straightaway. Ooh, a lot of moving. Jason Steptoe all the way down the back straightaway. A bit of a moment for him. That opens the door for Mark. And he'll slot in back into the top 5. The 79 back into the top 5. That's scary for the rest of the competition. That car was not near the front at all after the free pass, and he's already back into the top 5. I should be slightly scared and concerned about that, as Eric Johnson might be the next victim with this 79 Toyota. He wants to be the lead Toyota. Daniel Jackson has passed Blake Hewlett. He'll give a bit of a shot down the back straightaway. So Jackson in the top 10. Terry Litwiller in 9th. Terry been a top 10 car all night long. Look back to the race lead. We have a battle again. Rogerson trying to play the aero block game on Robert Tester. Trying to make Robert kind of heat those tires up in the dirty air. Oh, Rogerson had a moment there. You could see the back end step out, and that opened the door for Robert Tester. Tester to the inside. He's not let a lap all day. He could lead one right now. Clear, clear, clear. New race leader, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Tester on lap 70 takes the race lead. And as I say that, Mark Kazin up to 4th. He has passed Eric Johnson. This 79 continues the climb to the front of the field. He's 2.2 seconds off of Tester. We'll see this lap times throughout the race though. That's on a lap or 2. Older tire. Not a lot, but a green flag pit cycle. He came out, ran a lap or 2, then the caution came out for the stage break. So, without a doubt, this car is fast. He had about a 10th that lap, it seemed, on Robert Tester. And he does have to pass Dustin Rogerson, who's not too far back, and Carson Youngblood in the 3rd spot. Side-by-side battle here with Sharon and Matthews. Matthews looking outside, of the number 4 Mustang. Outside the 28 Buffalo Trace. Trying to get up there and clear him. The 4 car clear though. Looking out for a crossover move though. Does he have the momentum to go with it? Oh, he does. He's going to get maybe to the inside. Entering 1. He's there. Can he wrap it good down in the bottom on 1 and 2? Some good hard racing tonight. Not a lot of yellows, not a lot of wrecks or incidents. This is a great show these guys are putting on here at the Zero Torque Racing League. What a battle, what a race. This is some fun racing. As I talk about Daniel Jackson passing Litwiller, looking for the 9th position. 51 starting to charge back up through this field. You got 2 more spots in front of him, the 4 and the 28, who are side by side battling. Tester has not really gained that much on Dustin Rogerson. He has about a half a second lead, but he's not pulling the gap like I think he'd like. And what he's not doing, he's losing, not a lot of time, but he's losing time to Mark Kazin in dirty air of Carson Youngblood. This 79, I think, is the car to beat tonight. It is still a long ways to go, but I would say that is the car I'm watching tonight to catch the checkered flag, to be the car that could be the favorite entering the latter portion of the race, just off pure speed, let alone the long run speed of this 79. Johnson fits Stenzo. Long ways back to the side-by-side battle that continues of Brian Matthews and Dave Sharon. And Matthews clears himself up. Here comes Sharon back down the inside. And one of these cars have got to clear the other. Sharon trying to make it tight. That might have compromised him though. 3 wide. Oh, almost contact. He'll slide up the racetrack. Has to lift. Flame out of the pipes. Jackson, Daniel Jackson, going to take advantage. Almost had deja vu of lap 1 with that same race car. 69 looking outside. Lorway right behind him, looking to get inside the top 10. Oh, into the wall contact for the 69. Jim Tree up to 12th. Drew Kuhn, 15th, has not made his way forward. And Wright, Akari Wright, this is a lap down on my scoring pylon, so I think he actually might have came down pit road. Akari Wright entered pit road, it seems, so he's made his final pit stop of the night. He's hoping this thing goes green, that is for sure. Kazin has cleared for third on Dustin Rogerson. So now the charge to the front, 1.7 seconds to the race lead, and about a second to Dustin Rogerson. By the end of this race, maybe by the end of this run, that 79 will be there in that Toyota. We have all three makes of manufacturer in the top three: Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Chevy, and Ford. Toyota, Ford, Ford. That is your top 10. So a very mix of manufacturers, all kind of evenly distributed throughout the top 10. The Fords are leading right now, but I don't know. That 79 is making small inroads lap after lap. Rogerson on the long run here seems to be falling off just a tiny bit compared to the 79, the 16, the 22. Trying to find some battles on this track as Matthews has kind of cleared the fight in the hornet nest that was behind him. Jim Treat has made his way back inside the top 10. Sharon trying to hang on to 10th is Litwiller. So to fall back a little. Here comes Drew Kuhn up to 12th. Trying to get the rebound. Lorway down to 13th. Was just almost into the top 10 position there for a quick little bit there. Austin Norris. A quiet night for the 57. As he battles Blake Hewlett. Looking to do a slide job as Blake. And Austin was pretty generous there. He's going to do a nice crossover. Trying to attempt to get the runoff exit. Not quite. Frank Chavez. Well back. 21 seconds off the race lead. Far and away down the grid. Here is Robert Tester. He continues to lead this race as Mark Kazin has reeled in Dustin Rogerson. And Youngblood down pit road. There goes Carson Youngblood. Final pit stop of the night. They have made the fuel window, so plenty to go on fuel. So it's just make the pit stop, maybe make up some time. There's Dustin Rogerson right here and Mark Kazin. Side by side, no battle really. Kazin clear for second. We see Dustin maybe pull in here, not looking like he'll pit. None of the top three are going to pit here. Neither is Eric Johnson nor Jason Steptoe. Brian Matthews is running the bottom. He will not come down pit side though. Jim Treat, Daniel Jackson. Jackson has been passed by Treat. If you're Carson Youngblood, the luck tonight has not gone your way. You're a lap down now. You are hoping everyone keeps their cars straight, and we do not see that cursed yellow flag during pit cycle. Tester continues to lead, and there comes Robert Tester down pit road. So Tester will relinquish the lead to the 79 of Kazin. Dustin Rogerson pits as well. So we see all that Kazin on the racetrack. Johnson second, Steptoe. Matthews stays out, Jim Treat. Only those two race cars will come down pit side this time. Mark Kazin. Maybe he's pitting here. No, he's going to keep it going. At least one lap pressure tires he'll have on him. Make it two now. Johnson's still out there. Steptoe. Matthews still out there. Jim Treat. Daniel Jackson. Dave Sharon in the fence. Riding it there. Drew Kuhn's going to take that spot. Kuhn in the seventh position in that number 12 machine. He's made his way from the back of the field. He's looking to go back to the front half of this racetrack. Trying to make inroads here. As Mark Kazin, I love this call from Mark. They're already running him down. Go a little longer. If caution comes out, that's great, because I think that's Tester's last set of tires. He'll have to come through the field with a few lap older tires. He'll lose all the track position as the 69 of Litwiller has made his way pit side. That was a top 10 car. He has a big lead on Eric Johnson right now, so Not a lot going on the racetrack battle-wise as I talk about that. Here's the 16 of Youngblood passing Brian Matthews with those fresh tires. Jim Treat, however, has reeled in Matthews. This is for position. Same strategy and all, so see the battle here for the 4th position with Matthews and Treat. Chavez has come down pit road as well. I think that Jim Treat, yep, right there. I saw him starting to peel off right as we switched camera views. And ooh, aggressive entering pit road. Almost hit the tire barrier like Kyle Larson did a few years ago. So Jim Treat will pull his 367 machine. Premier setup car down pit side. That's a good race car who's made his way kind of near back to the front where he was running. Top 5 car, no doubt, but looking to gain back all that time. And here's Eric Johnson we're riding with. He won't look like he's coming down this time. Neither is Mark Kazin. Mark looking to get this checkered flag tonight, and he is running a lot of laps longer than Robert Tester, Rogerson, and Youngblood. So this is going to be a big tire advantage. Once he does come down pit road, he's going to hope this stays green for him to really make this work. We would have an extra set in the pits, I believe, so I think it might just work either way, yellow or not. Drew Kuhn, Frank Chavez will pull down pit side. We only have a few cars here on the lead lap as where is he? Yeah, he is on the racetrack still. 71 machine has not made his pit stop. The 01 of Gaskell and his Ford Mustang has not made a stop as well. Neither is Austin Norris. The top 8 have yet to come down pit side. Mark Kazin leading them, leading the field with 30 laps to go this time by, can Mark Kazin keep this hungry pack of cars behind him? And will the strategy calls be right? If a caution came out right now, I mean, that's golden ticket, really, for him. Perfect scenario. And Brian Matthews, Daniel Jackson are down pit road. So some solid top 10 race cars down pit side. Johnson has now lost more time. He's bled his lead to the Kazin machine to a 4-second gap. Kazin staying out another lap, 29 to go. So how far can the 79 run on fuel? That's the real question right now. Can the 79 make it much longer? We're going to look at the fuel map here in just a moment right now. Pull up the strategy, pit strategy. So he is 36 laps into this run, 38 laps actually. Johnson has not hit once. I don't think that's right. I don't think you can go 90 laps on fuel here. But either way, 38 laps. There's still a good amount of laps that this 79 Toyota can go to. I think without a doubt. There goes Eric Johnson with his 90 laps, apparently of fuel. He pulls down pit side that time by. So Kazin could go a good amount longer here. He could be, and there's Robert Tester right there about to unlap himself. So maybe he pits right after Robert unlaps himself. As he's going to do right here in 1 and 2 most likely. And he'll definitely probably clear him entering 3 if he doesn't clear him here. Kind of all over the place, you can see there. As only 4 cars have yet to pit. 5 cars when he lap his Tester just unlapped himself. Rogerson will look to do the same here in a second as Youngblood's right on Rogerson's back bumper. Oh, blinking there as there comes Mark. Down pit side. Whoa, he missed pit road. No, he missed pit road. We just talk about it and we see a car maybe crashing. So on my end, Austin Norris apparently having issues. There he is slow. See what happened. On my end, it said that he did have issues. See if we can get a glimpse of that. He's coming down pit side. Maybe this did affect the race leader. Oh, yeah, he spun out. Spun out, entering pit road. Oh, look at Steptoe, he avoids him. It didn't really affect Mark, I don't believe. So, Mark just missed pit side. That's insane to me. Mark had this race, I think, locked up with a great strategy call, and you make a mistake like that entering pit road. Pit road is so vital, and look at him go. And now Robert Tester, I think, is the car to beat. Mark Kazin had this race, maybe not in the bag, but in a good spot, and now the 79 is going to have an uphill battle the rest of this one. I mean, he would have been already on the track for sure. Doesn't miss pit road there, so he's hoping and praying for a yellow right now, as Loray has still not made a pit stop in this 71 car. Jeff Loray is your race leader at a 19-second lead. He would love a yellow, as he's just now pulling down pit road. A lot of blinking out here for some of these guys. Robert Tester, taking a big amount of time, obviously, and making a pit stop. Rogerson not too far back, neither is Youngblood. Wright is a ways back, not back straight away. There's Mark Hazard. You're seeing the gap. I mean, 20 seconds or so. I mean, it would have been a gap anyways, as Robert was on fresher tires, but that pit road mistake, I think he would have been up there probably near Jackson or so, and he's going to be, this point Highlands, not liking whatever's going on at the moment. Yeah, I think he would have been near Johnson, maybe right, maybe ahead of Johnson without that mistake. So a big mistake for the 79 Toyota. I mean, so unfortunate for Mark Kazin. Runs 7th. He's 13 seconds off the lead. It's not impossible, but man, I mean, it would need to be big gains. And what would really need to happen is Rogerson and Tester start battling for this race lead, but I don't see that happening. So now the man, maybe not hoping for the yellow a minute ago, he needs the yellow now of Mark Kazin if he wants to win this race. We're only 22 laps to go, so there's, I don't believe, any conceivable way of the 79 catching him. But we have seen mistakes tonight. We have seen cautions, and as I speak of that, Rogerson, like he put in a good lap right there. We're going to see the lap time. And it was a good lap time. Almost, it was 2/10 quicker than the race leader. So Rogerson maybe starting to reel in Robert Tester a little bit here. Not sure if Robert made a mistake or something, or that was just a great lap from Dustin. Blood right here in the 4th spot. Eric Johnson in 5th. Jim Tree is 6th. He's made his way back to the field quite nicely. Mark Kazin, as we've discussed a lot, in the 7th spot. Daniel Jackson in 8th. Ryan Matthews in 9th. Terry Litwiller, in the 10th position is Jason Septo, 11th. He's trying to get back into that top 10. Drew Kuhn in 12th. Dave Sharon in 13th. Blake Hewlett in 14th. Jeff Loray, the longest running car. If the caution came out, he'd probably just stay out, get that track position. Frank Chavez in 16th. Stephen Blevins in 17th. Wesley Briggs in the 18th position. Right there, as 15 cars on the lead lap, the last of it being this 71 machine. It's all Robert Tester right now. He's starting to pull back that gap on Dustin Rogerson. Yeah, and even if Kazin was near those guys, he's not really making inroads in that 79 machine. He's kind of just stayed at that 13 to 13.3 second range behind the race leader, so he's really not gained anything. At least significant in my eyes, so it looks like he might actually just finish 7th. Bewilderingly. But Robert Tester right now, he is absolutely boogieing at Homestead. Talked to him before this race. He was looking forward so much tonight. He says he loves this place. He said he used to not like it. This place was a struggle for him, but as of late, it has become a friend. Isn't that nice how a racetrack can be something you don't understand, you hate, and you just figure it out finally, and you absolutely adore it. That is the joys of racing, the highs and lows, but right now, Robert Tester is experiencing the highs as that machine is leading right now, which is 17 to go, and looks like he's on cruise control. No one's really making inroads, at least enough in the top 3 or 4 to really make it worrisome for this 22. So it's just keep the pace up, keep it consistent, and Robert Tester should go to victory lane. That's, of course, if we don't see a caution. Right now, we're going to get a little bit of crank it up action. Well, I'm going to go quiet for a second. You're just going to hear the sound of these race cars on the track, folks. Hope you all enjoyed hearing these race cars out on the racetrack. Not hearing my sometimes bad pronunciation and commentating. You just hear these machines roaring on the track. Excuse me. But I mean, you can see it there with the 51. These cars are starting to slip and slide. Drivers are starting to get antsy. It's a long, long run, the longest run we've seen in the race, without a doubt. Since that stage break yellow, we have not seen an incident, so they got it all out of their system early. And we are going clean green. 9 laps to go at Homestead for Robert Tester. He just has to bring it home, bring home the bacon. Is all Robert Tester and that 22 Pennzoil team have to do. Some lap traffic to maneuver their way through, though, is that's Ted Gamble Jr. back out there. It is, and Blake Hewlett, 14th, he does not want to go down a lap. Excuse me. Robert Tester has that Ford Mustang on his outside. He's going to stay side by side, not quite clear of the 45. And now he'll look at making the pass. I'm Blake Hewlett's 87 Chevrolet. If I'm Blake, I'm fighting tooth and nail to stay with the 22, and it looks like he's going to put in the fence doing it. Oh, he's still there. Not quite. Even with Rogerson being in the traffic, or not Rogerson, Tester, Rogerson has not made inroads. He's actually lost time back to a 2-second gap. Youngblood to a 4-second gap. Mark Kazin is up to 4th, 9 back. Man, you have to really wonder how much time he lost. I mean, we don't really know if it still would have worked, but how much time did Mark Kazin lose there on that pit cycle? 51 of Jackson looking like he'll get a top 10 tonight. A solid run for the 51 and the Drew Kuhn in 10th. Robert Tester, once he got the lead, you could kind of feel that this race could change. The 79 looked like he had great pace all night. 9 seconds back. He is making inroads, but it's too little, too late. 60-0, no caution, and Robert Tester will have that. But there's always the worry someone slips up. It's a little too much, fighting a little too hard late in this race. Look at Blake Hewlett back there. Justin Rogerson, they're going at it. Cars are now back there. There is Dustin Rogerson. As Wright has made his way down pit side. So Akari Wright. Oh! Looks like he spun it. No, he's getting off pit road. So Akari Wright having such a strong day. And so disappointing for the #1 Ford Mustang. He'll have to pull it down pit road. He's off pit side right now, but the damage is done. A lap down for the #1 car. Robert Tester. Now this makes it all wondering. Do these guys have enough fuel? I would assume so. 33 laps. Plenty of good on the fuel. Kazin and Johnson. That doesn't seem right as well. Same with Jackson with 90. I feel like this pit thing is sometimes a little off. But either way, Robert Tester, 3 laps to go. He just has to do 12 corners, no mistakes. 3 to go for Robert Tester. There's no exciting banging to the finish, door banging, anything like that tonight. No photo finish. Right now, it is all clean and green for Tester with a 2.7 second lead down the back straightaway. Tester oozing with confidence tonight. He had this place circled to get to victory lane. It's a long time coming this season. He's not made his way to victory lane yet. But we'd love to see it. 2 laps to go, and Robert Tester rounding 1 and 2. Just 6 more corners for the 22 car. Little blinkage there, no worries. 2.6, only a 10th loss. Robert Tester has not put a foot wrong all night. Mistakes in qualifying. Damn near spinning out the first lap. Getting in the wall in the second. White flag in the air, he's made it. No mistakes, keep the car clean and green. Tester will wrap the bottom of the racetrack for the final time. Tester had this race circled all week, talked about it. I love this place. As mentioned before, Tester, well, he's shown it tonight. He's gapped the field. Almost a 3-second lead on second. He'll come off turn 4. Robert Tester is going to see the checkered flag tonight. Tester wins at Homestead Miami Speedway. Rogerson second, Youngblood third. That is our podium tonight. Mark Kazin, what could have been 6 seconds off. Eric Johnson nabs the top 5. Jim Treat in 6th. Jason Steptoe crosses the line in 7th. Drew Kuhn comes home in 8th. Daniel Jackson 9th. Lorway in 10th. That is your top 10. The rest of your finishers are as followed on the scoring pylon. Looks like 12 cars will finish here on the lead lap. And Robert Tester, your winner tonight in that 22 Pennzoil machine. He'll go to the front straightaway. He's getting ready to burn him down here. What a dominant performance. What a statement win for the 22. Locks himself into the playoffs for later this season. He loves this place, and he's looking to do burnouts down the front stretch. No better feeling in racing than a hard-fought win and a dominant one. Youngblood, his teammate, parked there with him as Tester celebrates. Man, burning him down. Oh, yeah. Oh, we have Carson Youngblood doing burnouts as well for a podium. What a burnout. He's getting after it. Rogerson's still making laps around this racetrack, but what a race from Tester. I mean, he was oozing with confidence tonight, didn't show it in qualifying, put himself behind in that regard. And this team, 1, 2, 3 for this. These are all teammates, ladies and gentlemen. Tester, Rogerson, and Youngblood. So what a great job. Treat in 6th as well. Here's Rogerson. We are getting a triple burnout show. Can't even see the race-winning car. White smoke engulfs these race cars. Who blows an engine first? We're going to try and get our top 3 finishers in here in just one moment, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Carson. You're up here in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
10-4, how are you?
I am good, sir. Let's talk about your night tonight. Early in this race, you nab pole. There's an early yellow. Then I see you come down pit side. I'm not sure why. I wonder if there's an issue on your part or what. And then you just charge through the field again. You have another incident where you darn near clobber the inside wall down the backstretch. Talk me through the night and how you end up here with still a great point stay in 3rd.
Yeah, on that initial start, I got a black flag for jumping the start, so that already put us behind the 8 ball there. And then it was just really track position. We had a fast car, I felt like, but we couldn't really get all the way back up to the front. And whenever the high line kind of like died down and it was more like a middle or bottom of the racetrack groove, we definitely lost the speed. I feel like we could have won it maybe if it stayed at the top, but I just didn't have the same speed as the other guys and the same tires as the other guys in front of me running the middle and bottom. So, I mean, overall, it could have been a lot worse today, and I think we probably kept the points lead. So we'll go on to next week, and yeah, nice solid day here.
Without a doubt, a solid day from yourself and the whole team, right? You guys sweep the 1, 2, 3 there. Robert's first win of the season, but I mean, without a doubt, it seemed like you rolled the top very well right there. And early in that last run, talk me through it. You were right there with Robert, cutting your way through the field. Did you feel like he was maybe just better at saving the tire in the long run, or just like you said, once the bottom came in, he just was wrapping it better and couldn't quite figure it out there at the end?
Yeah, I feel like he was definitely better wrapping the bottom in the middle lane, but I just never had the chance to really settle in and save tires. I was always had to be pushing just to make up from the penalty and then almost my spin. So I just felt like I was behind the 8 ball the whole time. Then on that last pit stop, I pitted a couple laps early just to try to see if that would do anything. And I got to Dustin for a second, but then I just kind of fell off after that.
Well, you're not going to win, doing the same strategy. Like they say, if the leader does something, you do the opposite thing. So, I mean, tonight, you played the strategy right. You were still fast. You cut through the field 2-3 times tonight. You end up third. All in all, like you said, a great points day for yourself. And like you said, I mean, the strategy at the end, but it could have worked out, right? You never know. And that's the joys of racing, the highs and lows. I mean, you still up with a rather good high. So, all in all, a great night for yourself. Anyone else you'd like to thank before we cut off tonight with you? Any sponsors or anyone else in watching the stream tonight?
Yeah, I got to thank, of course, Zero X Media and Design, all of my teammates out here, just everything they do. Me and Dustin and all of us, we're about to go hop in the 600 in about 30 minutes, so that'll be fun. And then, yeah, Taylor Constructions, they've been a big sponsor for Zero X, Youngblood Racing, Youngblood Upholstery, the Diggerson Group, Southern Premier Contractors, everyone that helps me bring my Legends car to the racetrack, just everyone who helps me out with racing. My grandparents are watching, just all my family who helps me out.
It's absolutely awesome you do the legend car racing, man. That's so cool. And to have a supportive family is amazing. You have a great night, man. A great run. That is your third place finisher, ladies and gentlemen. Carson Youngblood. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. That is your third place finisher, everyone. Just waiting to get Dustin in here for a second, real quick. Dustin, you're up here in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, man, how you doing, Gage?
I am doing well, sir. How are you tonight? I mean, you come home P2 tonight. Not the checkered flag, but still a good run. Talk me through your race and how your day went tonight.
Yeah, a little disappointing at the end there, but my strategy at first is, hang in the back, conserve some tires. We got that early caution that came out, and then I was just thinking, if I stop and fill up here, I might be able to save enough to the end. So I was in full conserve mode, and then we got that other caution, so that spoiled that plan. But I didn't need to pit, so I was good on fuel, so I was able to come out in front for a while. And yeah, well, actually, I did pit, but I only took just a little bit of fuel just to be safe, and then yeah, then drove through the field, get up to first, win the first stage, and after that, it was just about trying to stay out front and save the tires. But man, Robbie was on a whole different level. I was trying everything at the end: high line, middle line, low line. Nothing was working to catch him. He was just fast, man.
Without a doubt, Robbie. He was a quick car tonight. He just seemed like in the long run he had something different. You, without a doubt, though, had a good car tonight. You did lead for a decent portion of this race, and you did win the first stage, right? Without a doubt, a lot of strategy calls tonight. We saw a few cars not make it to fuel at the end of the first stage. A lot of the upfront guys. Can you talk me through that? Like, was the goal tonight to just make a quick pit stop with fuel in that first stage? What was the strategy around your team, at least, on the first stage and how that all went down?
Yeah, we had a couple different strategies from other people that had pitted earlier. And on that first one, they were just kind of all out as long as they could run. A little splash and go there at the end. And said I tried a different one, and we ended up all being on the same one. I just had fresher tires from not pushing too hard. Is why I was able to drive through there. Yep.
Yeah, without a doubt, you had a great restart, and yeah, you had a good race. And what more could you have done there to get up to Robbie? Do you think maybe going a bit longer, maybe going a bit shorter? What was there much more you think you could have done to get up to Robbie? You had still a good night tonight. You end up P2. It's a good point stay for yourself. You have a win in the bank, so it's just gonna climb your way up to the points. But is there anything more you could have done? I know you're disappointed with second, but still a good run nonetheless.
Yeah, man. When Robbie makes the race, he's always going to be tough to beat, and but being a teammate, I like seeing it. So I don't think there was anything I could have done. I was trying, like I said, he was just on a whole nother level tonight, and no one could really hang with his stuff, especially out in that clean air. As soon as he got around me, I knew it was over. So yeah,
Oh yeah,
congrats to Robbie.
100% with these next gen cars. The clean air is king, as they say. It's sometimes a little ridiculous on how bad it is, but nonetheless, Robbie was quick tonight, and you yourself were quick tonight. Anything else you'd like to add, Dustin, before we end off tonight with you? any sponsors or anything you'd like to thank before we go?
Yeah, man, as usual, thanks to all the teammates for all the work that they put in and putting up with me. And then thanks to all the drivers who show up every week, new in this league. We're growing here and we have some clean racing going on. I like it. I'm sure other people like it. We appreciate that. You know, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Zero X Media and Design. Shout out to Taylor Construction for being our sponsor and sticking with us for a couple of years here. And shout out to Carson Youngblood and Youngblood Racing. Go follow him on Facebook, Youngblood Racing. And then our other partner, Drew, he kept my car looking good this week for the Memorial Day weekend. Go follow him on Facebook at facebook.com/epinnaclewraps and reach out to him. Get you a nice custom wrap made because when you run a Pinnacle, you drive distinction. And shout out to you in the booth, man. We appreciate you and happy to be back and hope you had fun last weekend.
I did. I appreciate that. You know, the spoils of being young, and now I'm officially an adult after graduating today. So that's fun.
Congratulations.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
That's better. That's better than this win.
Yeah, it's
or that,
something.
than the second.
Well, you have a good
So,
night, man. Good luck in the 600. I might do that myself tonight. It does look enticing, but I'm sure I'd get angry if I did it and just get wrecked like 200 laps in. But good luck with that tonight. You have a great night, man.
all right. Thanks, Gage. See you.
See you, man. So that was your second place finisher, ladies and gentlemen. Dustin Rogerson. Good run from himself tonight. Ends up just a tiny bit short from the race lead. Now let's get our race winner, Robert Tester, in here. Robert, you got a copy? Nothing much, my man. Talk me through tonight. You were oozing with confidence when I was talking to you earlier today about this place. What do you love about this place so much, and what makes you so good?
I don't know. It's just like one of those tracks. Like first time I ever raced here, I won. Just naturally gifted at it. I just click on it.
That it out naturally quick tonight. You were about 3 seconds clear of second tonight. You were in another league compared to anyone else in the long run tonight. I feel like the 79 had a good car tonight, but made mistakes entering pit road. So talk me through the strategy tonight. You ended pretty decently, I believe, in the top 5 in stage 1 for the stage break, and obviously some mistakes in qualifying. Talk me through your night and how it all went down and how it all played out in your eyes as the driver.
Oh man, yeah. Qualifying, I got happy foot and just kind of slid the tires and hit the wall. So yeah, don't want to talk about that. It put me in bad position because when we put the green, I got involved in that first caution. I got like a minute and 30 of damage,
Wow.
and I thought my night was over with. So yeah, I just focused on just keeping it clean and work my way up, trying to get some stage points. And after the stage, I got it all fixed up and just ran down the leaders and just kept it sailing out in front. The car handled great. The bottom lane was the lane to be in. The top lane died out quick. I thought it was going to be a factor, but not tonight.
No, without a
Just
doubt.
didn't have any grip. Like,
It seems like this track, the top works for, seems like 5-10 laps, and then the bottom really comes in more than it already was. And the bottom I see is, I think, better for tires myself. So without a doubt, the bottom was the preferred line. We heard Carson talk about. He just couldn't run the bottom as well as you two, at least on the long run especially. So you did look really quick tonight. You looked like you did gel with this place. You looked very committed. And I didn't know you had a minute and 30. It looked like light contact, but a good rebound from that. Mistake in qualifying, and then getting caught up in an early crash. It all stings, but at the end of the day, you pick up your first checkered flag of the season here in the points season. And tell me about, what this means for you. Are you just going to go for wins now? Not worry about them points no more.
oh man, I don't know the upcoming schedule. It's going to be a struggle for me. I'm not as good as I'm not good at like Auto Club and Darlington coming up. So getting that win out the way kind of helps me rest easy for the rest of the season.
Oh, without a doubt, it takes all that pressure off. Like they say in real life, that pressure's gone. You're locked in, and now you're just focused in on the playoffs. But nonetheless, there's still a lot of regular season left. And Robbie, you had a great night tonight. So talk me through. Is there anyone else you'd like to thank tonight before I let you go? And any other shout outs, Robert?
Oh yeah, I want to thank everyone that came out to race tonight. If it wasn't for y'all, we wouldn't have this league. And shout I want to shout out my team 0X for putting up with me and racing with me, helping me create this thing, keeping it going, and all that. And yeah, that's.
Well, without a doubt, the league put on a great performance tonight. I mean, only 3 cautions all night. One was a stage break, so a lot of green flag racing tonight, and it was a fun one to watch. Obviously, you stuck up the show there a bit at the end, but hey, I mean, syncing up the show feels great for you. So you have a great night, man. It was fun to watch, fun to call you to the finish. Good to be back here. Have a great night.
All right, awesome. Thanks for doing everything.
Thank you,
Thanks for
man.
broadcasting.
I appreciate
All
it.
right, have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye.
Goodbye. Alrighty, folks. What a race we had tonight. I know it wasn't the most exciting ending of the race tonight. We didn't see no battling to the line, dooring each other. Exciting finish. It was a slow burner tonight, but we had some good, clean racing tonight, and we saw some incidents early with some self-spin with the 45 car of Gamble. We saw that bit of a stack up, checking up, door banging early in the race with the 4 and the 51 and the 3 car. Getting taken out on lap 1, unfortunately, for the 3. But nonetheless, we had a great race tonight at the Zero Torque Racing League. And I feel like this was the best race so far in racing product, and I enjoyed this one tonight. I hope all of you did at home as well. Congrats to Robert Tester picking up that first checkered flag on the evening. And all the rest of the top finishers, guys who struggled tonight, there's always next week, right? And this race to the playoffs is not over. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight, supporting the channel. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell, as they all say on YouTube. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Everyone in the league appreciates it. Thank you, and have a great night. God bless everybody.